Today is going to be a wild ride, mind-bending. If you are comfortable with where you're at in life, with what you do, with what you believe, with what you have, don't watch this video because this might question everything that you believe in. Inspired Tribe, while we're at it, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. And please comment down below. I am the creator of my own reality. I am the creator of my own reality. Hey Inspired Tribe, how's it going? It's Jean Nolan here. It's Kristin Nolan here. You know she's behind the camera. And today we are going on a wild ride. I said it before. And if you have seen the title of this video, it says there is no reality. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about. There is no objective reality.
There is no objective reality.
Reality is really just the current belief system that you subscribe to. Reality is just the current belief system that you subscribe to. What does that mean? Have people ever told you you have to be realistic? You are out of touch with reality? Actually, that's a really good thing. If people say you're out of touch with reality, you're onto something. Because there is no objective reality. In simple terms, what you're experiencing, what your neighbor is experiencing, and what a kid in Kathmandu is experiencing are three completely different perspectives. Have you ever wondered what happens if a billionaire and a war vet and a kindergarten teacher are sitting around the same table? Could you imagine how different their realities are? Yet they're sharing the same meal, sitting around the same table at the same restaurant. But it goes way deeper than that. When you're in outer space and you're on a spaceship, your reality is completely different from the 7 billion people or 8 billion people on this planet. There's no gravity up there. All of a sudden you're levitating all the time. Isn't that completely different? You know, back in the day in the early 1800s when trains started to become popular, people believed that the extraordinary speed of 28 miles per hour is going to kill them. They believed that their organs wouldn't be able to withstand the speed of the train, so they just simply wouldn't ride the train. Until someone was brave enough to ride a train for a while and figured out 28 miles per hour are completely fine. Today, of course, we're traveling at way faster speeds and we are not even close to what is possible. But it goes to show that the reality was completely different. And how many things have we overcome just in the past 20, 30, 40 years? Belief systems that once were considered a reality, and now today they're considered old and outdated and nobody thinks that way anymore. I want to give you a little bit of, a concrete example of how mind-bending this reality thing can be. And I'd like to read you a story that's my friend Dan, who is a fellow songwriter here in Nashville, experienced this some 40 years ago. And it completely changed his life and it completely changed his view on reality. So because, I don't want to get any detail wrong, I asked Dan to actually write it down for me and he sent it to me last night. And so I'm going to read it to you. Sandy, which is Dan's wife, Sandy and I went to a Christian coffee house in Virginia Beach called The Fire Escape to see one of my favorite bands called Isaac Air Freight. The place was packed and Sandy and I got a table with the only seat left in the place, and this guy named CJ asked if he could join us and we said yes. During the show, everyone kept coming up to CJ and asked how he was doing. And he'd ask about their kids and stuff, very infuriating because it was interrupting the show. During the break, they got on the mic and said, if your car is parked across the street, you need to move it now or it will be towed. I got up and said that's me and went downstairs and saw our 62 Cadillac on a hook being towed down the road. I told my wife we need to go find our car, and CJ spoke up and said he thought he knew right where they would take it and he had his van downstairs and would gladly take us there. I tried to beg off, but he was our only chance to find our car, so we took it and he grabbed our hands and said, let's thank God for showing us his hand tonight. I thought he was kind of nuts, but we went along. We followed him downstairs in the back alley and there was a customized orange Dodge van sitting there. Sandy got in the back and I got in the front and he started it up and kind of acted surprised when it started and grabbed our hands, and we prayed again, thanking God for his provision as I was calculating the distance my car was being towed away from us. He drove straight to the place where the car was at and they said it was $35 for the tow, and they let me get my wife's purse out from under the seat and started to write him a check. And he said they don't take checks, and I explained to him I was military and I'd be in trouble if I bounced a check. He didn't care. So CJ said, praise God, I know where we can get the cash. So we got in a van and he insisted we thank God again and went back to the fire escape, and he talked to the snack bar guy and they laughed like old friends, and the snack bar guy pulled out a King Edward cigar box and handed him the money. And we got back in the van and prayed again. When I handed the attendant the $35, he looked at his watch and said, it's after 9 o'clock, so it'll be another $10. I was young and full of myself, and I reached back to hit the guy. And CJ grabbed my arm and swung me around and had $10 in his hand and said, God always supplies your needs. I said, man, I appreciate all you've done, but I can't take that $10 from you. And he took one step closer and looked me in the eyes, and when he did, both of us were standing in eternity. And he said, can't you take one thing from the Lord, your God? I knew he could see every evil thing in my mind and my life, and I slowly reached out for the $10 and then noticed I was back in the junkyard with my car. I didn't say anything the rest of the night, and when we came back the next week, we looked for him and asked all those people if they had seen him, and they didn't know who I was referring to. So we asked the snack bar guy, and he swore he didn't give anyone any money last week. And when I said, I know he's here somewhere because his van was downstairs in the alley, he said, the van in the alley? I said, yeah, he rode us to the junkyard last week. He said that van in the back is burned up on the inside and has no engine in it, and we're going to have it towed off. That angel, CJ, was Jesus himself. That was my friend Dan's story. It just goes to show that anything is possible. There is no objective reality. Whatever we believe right now, whatever is, our current belief system is just that. It's a belief system. It doesn't mean that it's an eternal truth or that it's even a truth for everyone. Because if it was so, then there couldn't be people doing extraordinary things. There couldn't be people achieving extraordinary things, inventing extraordinary things, creating extraordinary things. It wouldn't be possible if we all believed that there is an objective, a clear, one-size-fits-all reality. So you have to ask yourself, who am I? What do I desire to be? What do I desire to have? How do I desire to live? What is in my heart? Because if it's in your heart, it's possible. If it's in your dreams, it will be if you allow it. But you have to get rid and let go of the belief that there is a reality that is keeping you in a box, that is showing you your limitations, that some things just aren't possible. Everything is possible if you believe it is possible. Now, how does a little bird feel when it's sitting in the nest for weeks? It's just sitting there and is being fed by the mother bird, not understanding or knowing what its destiny is until the day that the mother pushes the little bird out of the nest. And what happens? It flies. A new reality is starting to unfold for that bird. Its true nature is coming out. But the bird has such a strong knowing in that moment. There is no other possibility for that little bird. And this is the thing that we humans, we have a consciousness that allows us to create limiting beliefs or allows us to create unlimiting beliefs. Which ones feel better for you? What is reality but the thing that we create in our minds? And beyond that, can you imagine that if there are people who, have you ever seen that, people who can fly in a helicopter above a city and then they sit down and they can draw the whole city, every corner, every building, every chimney, every red light, everything down to the minutest detail. How do they do that? There's a capability within them to do that. Now, if it's in one person, then the potential for that is in every person. There are people who are levitating. There are people who can move their hands through what seems to be thick, solid matter. You've seen it before. You've seen the people that, that break bricks. Have you ever tried it? Do you believe that you can do it? What's your reality when it comes to breaking bricks? What's your reality when it comes to your dream life? What's your reality when it comes to being successful? What's your reality when it comes to being fit or healthy? What's your reality when it comes to living love and having a wonderful relationship? What is your current reality? Because your current reality is just the belief system that you are right now subscribing to. And you can change that any minute. And in order to do that, the easiest way to do that is what desire is in your heart. Because what's in your heart, that's the thing that has the most power. It was put there for a reason, and it has the full potential to manifest. So if it's in your heart to be very successful at something, then look at the person who's super successful in that field and look at the potential that they have unfolded. Not for you to copy it, but for you to see what the possibilities are. And I'm going even further and say that you can be even better. You can become even greater. Because at a certain point it was believed that it's impossible to make the 100-meter sprint under 10 seconds. Now it's a reality today. And you are going to see people running faster and faster and faster because they're changing their beliefs. And when they change their beliefs, they change their reality. And when enough people change their reality, reality starts to change for everyone. All of a sudden, we all believe that humans can run 100 meters under 10 seconds. What else are we capable of? What else can we do? What else can we achieve? How can we transform not just ourselves, but this whole place? Once we start losing those boxes and those limiting beliefs, truly anything is possible. And when anything is possible, then the best possible version of ourselves come out. The best possible outcome will show itself. The best possible reality will reveal itself. But it's up to us to let go of those limiting beliefs. It's up to us to create this new reality with a completely open mind and heart. And that's your task. I am the creator of my own reality. You need to feel this deep inside of you. Hear the words and feel them. I am the creator of my own reality. Repeat it after me. I am the creator of my own reality. Feel the words. I am the creator of my own reality. I want you to believe that today, tomorrow, and for the rest of your life. That's your true power. That's where it sits. You can be, do, and have anything you want because you are the creator of your own reality. Inspired Tribe, thank you so much for being with us today. You know that we love you so much. You know that we love having you on this journey. And if you haven't explored it yet, we have a few wonderful options. Right down here under the video, we have a really cool merch store with inspiring shirts and hoodies and all the good stuff. We have that join button. Oh, it's down here. That join button down here. Click that and see what that does. And of course, if you feel inspired, share it with someone else. Pay it forward. That's what it's all about. Inspired Tribe, we love you, and we're wishing you an inspired rest of your day.